right, I think there we go. Hope all is well. And what a day! What a day, might I say? It has been quite a first day by far. It's been unbelievable, both good and bad. But we'll get into it. I'm going to welcome back to our broadcast, Mr. Todd Patrick. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. Just going through the leaderboard here, looking at some of these big fish in here, and it's quite amazing. And we've got some races that are really close.
Yeah, man, I agree. I tell you, man, there's one bracket matchup I'm looking at in particular. I think it's Matt Chapman and Doug Wilson. Those guys are putting on a
Yeah,
show right now.
yeah, for sure. I'm trying to scroll through. I remember I just seen 84 inches for Matthew Chapman with a 19 and three-quarter inch fish, and we said Doug 20 and three-quarter inch fish with a 81 and a half inches. So they're going neck and neck.
Yeah, man, one guy's in Florida, the other one's in Virginia. Couldn't have any two different conditions right now in Virginia. I can tell you it's cold, it's windy, and there's a post front coming in. And Doug Wilson's fishing Florida, and there's some storms happening down there, or getting ready to happen down there. So, I mean, these guys are battling the element. It is insane of what's going on. So, um, but regardless, I mean, there's solid fish. Daniel Perry leads us at 93 inches with a 20 and a half inch fish. Awesome, awesome fish in there.
Yeah, most definitely. And then you got Marcus Coates, who we actually went live with earlier on the early segment. Was really cool to get to know him a little bit. And he was out there representing with 90 inches and a 20-inch bass, so he's doing really well. Then you got Andrew Green with 87 and a quarter. That would round out your top three anglers, and they're all having great days on the water.
Yeah, Marcus Coates, man, he was talking about how well he was going to do. We saw him miss an 8 pound bass on the air, so that was something else. And him coming in with 90 inches, he's submitted a lot more fish, but the best he's got right now is 90 inches. And then our guy from Louisiana coming in pretty good with Andrew Green at 87 and a quarter inches right now. Again, it's just solid. I love the diversity of bass being caught. Honestly, we've got the South is doing well, but man, I'd say the Mid Atlantic and some of the North is actually holding their own.
Yeah, I mean, I've been paying attention to a couple of other events that are going on today. And I know one event in particular that I'm familiar with, uh, smallmouth in Michigan, over 100 inches today. So tomorrow, anybody fishing against somebody in the north, watch out, just because it's the north, man. These smallmouth are straight killing it up here.
Well, that's not good news because I'm facing Matt Lisin. I can't even pronounce his last name. I'm just so bad at him. He's in Michigan, and I'm down in Virginia, and I got to go against the guy, man. And hey, whatever, man. May the best man win. We're gonna give him crap, man. He's got a bunch of smallmouth. I'm fishing for largemouth, and they're catching
Yeah, they
monsters up
are.
there right now. Well, I've got an updated leaderboard here. Again, I'm just going to run down. We are, let's see, we've got Daniel Perry, 93 inches. We've got Marcus Coates at 90 inches. And Andrew Green, 87 and a quarter inch. Matthew Chapman, he's at 84 inches with five fish, I believe. Yeah, he's got five fish. Dale Griffin, he has 82 and a half. And he's out of Texas. And then we got Doug Wilson. Again, that's Matt's opponent, coming out of Winter Haven, Florida. Hayden Crossno at 81 and a half inches. Jake the Jesus kayak fisherman, Suvak is at 81 inches. Again, he was talking about some storms coming in. He's fishing good old Fellsmere, and the evening bite has yet to start out there, and hopefully he'll be able to fish it. But I'm looking forward to seeing what
Right.
happens there. And then rounding out our top 10 is Brad Golden. with 79 inches. So, just it's pretty bundled up nationwide, really. I mean, we don't have really a tremendous runaway by any means by anybody.
No, I mean with Daniel, I think he's Alabama, doing what he's doing there with 93 inches. You got a lot of people bunched up within 10 inches of the top, and right now, obviously, that's not the big story. The story is your head-to-head opponent. If you can go out there and just beat your head-to-head opponent, just hope that you get a quarter of an inch more than him, and you move on. You survive to the next round. So that's the cool thing about this format.
That's exactly right, man. It's just thriving and surviving. And uh, Jeff Isham now has put on a show. He had a slow start this morning, but he's now at 73 and a
Mm-hmm.
half inches. He's going against Dakota Nugent, and Dakota's got 31 and a quarter inch on the board. So he's actually come up pretty well.
Yeah, for sure. That's a matchup that I was looking closely at. I was wondering if Jeff was going to start submitting fish. I don't know if he was in a bad area or just had a slow bite down in Texas or what was going on. But to see him pull through, I think a lot of people that have brackets filled out are excited to see, because I think a lot of people will have him in at least the final four, from what I hear. It seems like big names are in the final four, like Eric Siddiqui, Jeff Isham, Brad Case will be fishing tomorrow, and I'm not sure who else, but I know that those are three common picks to get to the final four. So people are looking at Bracket Buster upset in the very first round, but looks like unless Dakota does something, looks like Jeff might survive.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm hoping for him because again, he's my champion in my bracket, so I'm pulling for him, man. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little nervous to see it a slow start, but hey, he's pulling it through, and that's always a good thing. Um, Also, a guy making up the leaderboard had a real slow start, and he's had some tough conditions from my understanding. He's real cold. Is Mark Edwards, the number one seed
Mm.
out of the East, taking on Keith Martin. He's got 49 and a half inches. I don't know if you saw something on his Facebook, but he has a 34-inch muskie. Doesn't count, but that's a
Yeah,
nice
he
that's
did
a
put
nice
that on
catch.
there. I was looking and I said, "Wow, 34-inch bass! I think that's got to be like a world record." But I clicked on the picture and saw the muskie there. It's a beautiful fish, but unfortunately for him, that doesn't count, and that's going to leave him with 12 and a half inches right now. Mark's Mark's got a grind on his hands. Who's he face again right now?
He's going against Keith Martin out of Georgia, and
Keith
I don't
Keith
see Keith posting
Keith
anything
has a
quite yet.
15-inch bass. So actually, right now, we have a 16 seed that would be upsetting a number one if it were to end at this moment.
Wow, wow, yeah. Well, it it happens, buddy.
Yeah.
It happens. So yeah, so let me give you guys the plan and what's going on for the rest of the day. We're going to be with you here for just about 45 minutes or so. We're going to preview the day tomorrow. That would be the West and North brackets, and there's some big heavy hitters out of that West bracket as well as the North. It's full. It's going to be unbelievable. Myself and Todd are going to be on the water, so we will not be broadcasting personally. Our guest that we had this morning, Marcus Coates, will be helping us out with the broadcast. Looking forward to that. And we'll do some lives on the water and try to get some people on and get some people talking to us while we're fishing. But Also, too, Turning X will be turning off here an hour usually before submission time or ends, and we'll do a recap here at 8 o'clock Eastern time, 7 o'clock Central time, and just give you a recap of the day and then announce the winners. We're going to go bracket by bracket, and all the scores will be hidden. All the fish should be submitted by then, and we'll go and reveal the results on live on air and let you guys know what's going on. So that's going to be exciting. If I was in your shoes out there on the water fishing and the Turning X turns off and you're close, I would want to know what happened. And we're not going to release it until we're on air. That's just the suspense of TV, my friend. And so that's what we plan on doing. Um, as I said, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a blast, and I appreciate everybody joining. Really do. It's been
Yes.
amazing. It's been amazing. What a great first day, and all of you guys have made a great first day. I do want to bring up some things that have gone on today, some pretty unusual things, but it's understandable. A couple things, guys. We had some guys from the other side of the bracket submit fish. There was some confusion there on the day that they fished. They're supposed to fish. So there's some names that submitted fish that they were supposed to. We disqualified those fish for the day. They're still fishing tomorrow. I spoke to individuals one-on-one. It killed me. One guy caught a 23-inch bass that doesn't count. It just killed me to tell him that, and he took it, understood what was going on. A lot of things too. There's some guys that are fishing without the identifier. They didn't contact me saying that they're having printer problems or what have you. We're going to work around it, but we really want you to use that identifier for a reason. So I was pretty clear about using that identifier in this tournament. I'm not going to be a jerk about it or anything like that. It's just one of those things we just kind of got to get cleaned up. Please use the identifier that's used for the tournament, not writing on your hand or not on another piece of paper or on a KBF identifier. That's not what was asked to do. So anyway, just want to bring that up. No big deal, no harm, no foul. But anyway, that's why we have captains meetings and stuff like that. So anyway, yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I'm seeing some comments here. 20 to 23-inch fish. Yeah, that was brutal. I'm telling you, I about cried when I hit that deny button.
Big jump in the
So,
leaderboard just happened. Marcus Coach just got a 19.75 to call a 17. He's got 92 3/4 inches, a quarter of an inch behind on the daily lead of Daniel Perry with 93 inches.
wow, Marcus Coates is really putting on a show. Daniel Perry, you are a quarter inch behind, my friend.
No, he's a quarter inch. Daniel's a quarter inch ahead. Yeah.
Oh, in front, yes, yeah. Daniel's a quarter inch in front. You're exactly right. So big bass though, for the day actually goes to William Kennan. He has a 21.5-inch fish. So that's a
it's a
pretty
beautiful,
nice fish.
beautiful largemouth
nice
bass. Real dark in color. Looks healthy and definitely a super nice bass.
There's some big monsters being caught in terms of weight. This is obviously not a weight tournament. This is an inch tournament, but we have seen some big fat fish, short stubby fish. But man, they're healthy fish coming through. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go back and preview. We're going to go ahead and preview tomorrow's matchups. And Todd, this means a lot to us, buddy, because we're fishing.
Our name,
and quite frankly, the only thing that matters is us.
Talked about. So, definitely this matters to us, and let's hope that we do as good as we can.
Well, the first part of this matchup here is your friend and fellow Ohioan Eric Siddiqui takes on Zach Adams out of Missouri. Who do you got?
I got to go with my boy. Siddiqui for sure.
I hear Siddiqui's making a road trip for this event.
Eric is he's down in Mississippi. I might be hitting the road as soon as I get out of Ohio, and I might be rolling down to meet up down there and fish as well.
That's pretty cool, man. And then we have, let's see, I've got, it's not Dan Mulder any longer. It is, hold on one second here, Greg Oaks, and I think he was replaced by, gosh, I try to remember his name. Let me look here.
Oh yeah, we had a replacement angler. Yesterday or the day before, off of an Iowa angler that had to drop out.
Jonathan
Pepin's out of the UP in Michigan. He fishes in the Mayo Club events that I actually run, and John catches some big bass up there. Don't be shocked to maybe see him put up close to 100 inches tomorrow.
Well, that's not good because I've got Greg Oakes going pretty deep in this tournament. I know Greg pretty well in the local tournament scene here, and having Jonathan Pepin step up in Dan Mulder's place kind of threw out my bracket. But still have a lot of confidence in Greg, and it's going to. I think it's going to be a great battle between those two.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, John does a lot of online events. Like I said, he is up in the UP, and I know that he's on the Michigan Online, and if I'm not mistaken, he's somewhere in the 90-inch range. Like I said, I wouldn't be shocked to see some people getting close to 100, if not pushing over 100 tomorrow, especially with the North fishing. Like I said, the smallmouth are just absolutely on fire in Lake St. Clair and northern Michigan lakes right now. And if you're going against one of those guys, you got your work cut out for you tomorrow.
Next matchup is a 5-12, famous 5-12 matchup. Steve Glinka from Illinois and Thomas Gent from Maine. Now, I don't know too many Maine anglers, but all I know it's cold up there. And, you know, I've seen a bunch of snow in New York and everything else. Illinois looks pretty good from
Yep.
weather-wise, I saw. But, Maine looks cold. But that doesn't mean anything like you're talking about. There's some cold water fish that can bite. And that is a very intriguing matchup, my friend. Maine versus
Yeah, and
Illinois.
I don't know what Galinka's going to do. I know that there's been talks of him coming to Lake St. Clair because of the way that Illinois fishing is right now, with a lot of the ramps being shut down. Steve knows what he's doing, and I'd consider him one of the dark horses for the event.
So if you got Glinka, I'll take Jet.
Sounds good. I'll take it. I'll take Galinka.
I'll, I'll make the market. And then we got another hammer, Jason Gardner versus William Frentress
Another main.
from Texas. This is I think this is unbelievable matchup. We've got Maine versus Texas. I'm sorry, Jason. My apologies. William just had to fill a spot. That's not fair. But Jason, I know that you're not a fish, buddy, and you're going to give him all you've got, man. And I love his attitude. He's not backing down from anybody. And he's got to go against the Texas guy, William Frentress, who's the dad of Matt Frentress, who's also in the tournament. But that's going to be, again, an intriguing matchup to see if Maine can conquer
Yeah, for sure.
Texas.
And I know Jason's got a no quit attitude. I know he's excited for the opportunity to go up against Southern angler. And I know if there's anybody that can take one on out of the north, it'd be a guy like Jason. And I'm kind of happy that a guy like Derek Brundle didn't get into this, because I know that he'd take down about anybody in this event.
Well, that could have happened, but it's just one of those things that the bracket was filled, but hopefully we'll have his
Oh,
support in
for
the
sure.
next bracket. But the next matchup is Cody Wegner versus my Final Four pick out of the North is George Nemeth out of Indiana. It's Illinois versus Indiana. Who do you
I
have?
got to go with George. George Nemeth's the guy I know very well. Last year, in the KBF, he was one spot out of making the 10 house. George knows how to fish. He goes and performs all over the United States on bodies of water. He's a name that a lot of people don't know, but a lot of people should get to know George Nemeth. That is a great angler, from my experiences, and he definitely knows what he's doing. And I'm sure he's going to be fishing somewhere with a bunch of big smallmouth, I would assume.
Yeah, man, I agree. As I said, I've looked at some of George's stats and really impressed with him and his fishing stats and everything else. Looking kind of again, you want to see who you're going to go against in the next rounds and kind of look ahead. But George looked pretty impressive, and I think he's a force to messing with out of the North. So, and then you have I think the most important matchup of the North, which is Greg Nosar versus Matt Lesinman. There's been a ton of trash talking between the two of us. He's a Michigan guy. I'm a Virginia guy. Uh, I'll be honest with you. I don't care where everybody knows where I'm fishing. I'm going in my backyard, what I know best, and that's tidal fishery, and that's the Potomac River. They're coming, man. The big old bass is not a lot of people can fish that the Potomac River, but that's my home base. I'm going there. I'm going strong. I'm going big baits, and I'm going to need I think 90 inches to beat Matt.
Nice. I don't know who either of these guys are in this event, so I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna really, I'm not gonna pick this one. I'm gonna let the trash talking do what it does, and we'll see who comes out on top in that one.
Yeah, man, it's been fun. Yeah, as I said, if you can't, look, man, if you can't have fun out of this, I think myself and Matt have had so much fun together. As I said, I don't know him from Adam. I've never met him in my life, but I consider him a brother, and I do. We've talked and really got to know each other a little bit, and invited him to come down for some snakehead fishing, and he's invited me up for some walleye fishing, and I'm definitely going to take him up on that offer. I think it's going to be cool. So. The next one we've got is yourself, sir, Todd Patrick out of Ohio versus Randy Wagner out of Iowa.
I'll take Randy Wagner out of Iowa. You know what? I have fun. You know what? I'm getting into kayak bass fishing. It's still new to me. I mean, we'll be honest. We'll be candid, transparent with everybody here. I've never even caught a 5 bass limit in a tournament yet. So this is all, it's still fresh. It's just, I love to run events. I love to be around people and to, put on events that other people can do. That's where my passion's at. I really love to be on the water. I love to fish. I love to learn from all these guys. So Randy, honestly, it should be a easy walk in the park for you. But if the Wacky Rig Senko bite is on in Missouri, in Mississippi tomorrow, I might have a small chance. But good luck to you, Randy.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun, buddy. Uh, we have another Renato Sorocha versus Patrick Thorpe out of Illinois. I hear Patrick is a hammer.
They call him Patrick Pooty Tharp, as a matter of fact, and the guy obviously knows how to fish. He's I think he was if I'm not mistaken, the Michigan Kayak Trail, which is one of the biggest trails in the country. I think he was the Angler of the Year last year, if I'm not mistaken. If not, I know he was in the top couple. But Patrick knows how to fish. He's out of Illinois. I got to see him firsthand fish at the Crossroads Kayak Bass Classic this past October, and the guy knows what he's doing. He's um, just very intelligent angler, and looking forward to seeing what he can do in the event. He'd also, in my opinion, for people that don't know him, would be one of the dark horses to win the event.
Jason Starley just wrote us saying he got hung up and there was two of the biggest water snakes he's ever seen on this tree.
I
Yeah,
don't do
I'm
snakes.
not. No, thank you, Jason. I don't
I
do
don't do
snakes, man.
snakes either.
I don't do snakes. No, thank you. All right, we're going to head to the West, my friend. The West. And the key matchup that we're all looking forward to seeing, the
Yes,
Professor,
sir.
Brad Case, versus Josh Booth.
Um, I like Josh a lot. Um, but I just can't pick against Brad. Um, Honestly, I would say that Brad is going to be one of my. He would be one of my picks to go to the Final Four, out of the West, and face uh, Eric Siddiqui, to go to the championship out of those two sides. So I like Brad a lot. I know he's fishing out of Mississippi. The bite should be on fire for him tomorrow. Missouri, I'm not familiar with how the bite's going to go. Josh Booth, I'm definitely rooting for you. Um, and I hate to see either one of you guys go out in the first round. But it's going to be probably the marquee matchup tomorrow.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome, man. I can't wait to see what happens. I think they're gonna go neck and neck. I think it's gonna be another matchup like we see today against Matt
Oh yeah,
Chapman and Doug Wilson. I think those two that matchup today is
yes.
so intriguing to me. I mean, that is such a neck and neck battle. It is so cool to watch. I know we're watching it online, but that is so cool. Matt, an 84 inches. Just update. Matt has an 84 inch, and Doug is 81 inches. So Matt has a 3-inch
Yes.
lead over Doug. I'm watching that one all day.
I
That's
just
pretty
refreshed
cool.
it myself because I was interested in seeing how that goes. So both of those guys, if I'm not mistaken, were probably fishing Eastern time. Or where are they from again? Where's Doug? And
Yeah, Matt and Doug. It's both Eastern. It's
yeah,
Virginia
Virginia and
and
Florida. So
Florida.
those guys got an hour and a half to go, and then they're going to be done for their day. So Doug's looking for that 3 inches because he does have the bigger bass, so he would take it with a 3-inch upgrade.
That's right, man. That's right. Next one, we have an 8-9 matchup tomorrow in the West bracket. It is Christopher Slim Delgado versus Brandon Prince out of Missouri.
Yeah, I don't know either of these guys, but I do know that they're going to be out there battling their best, and we'll see what happens.
I do believe Christopher is a friend of Jeff
Okay.
Isham, and they fish together a lot down at College Station area. So they're pretty good buds, and I'm sure they know what they're doing down there for sure. So I'm interested to see that one as well. Next one we've got is our winner yesterday of the Ram Mount cell phone X grip holder. That's Charter Williams out of Texas versus Ross Pinkerton. Now I just saw a picture that Ross just posted online today. And man, I tell you what, he caught a big fish on the wrong day.
Yeah, I don't know either of these guys either. So that's a pick 'em, as far as I'm concerned.
I think I'm going to go with Ross just based on that pick. I mean, I don't know. I mean, but I do have Ross. I think moving on in the 512, but that was one heck of a fish I saw on his feed. So next one we got is a 413. It's Matt Frentress versus Mark Pendergraph. That I understand is Jason Lombart's twin brother. I'm sorry, Ryan Lambert, Ryan Lambert's twin brother
Yeah.
from KBN. And Matt's going at it. Matt looks like a younger guy, but that don't mean anything, man. As we know, these young guys can put a whooping
Yeah,
on some
I
people.
would take Pendergraph, and I'd actually take him to probably win a couple of rounds. Definitely like that guy, and he knows how to fish. His name's out there in the kayak world. I would definitely take Pendergraph for that.
Excellent. Before we move on, I just want to welcome all of our viewers who are watching here today. We thank you for just being on with us. This is really historical of what we're trying to do here. KBBT. We are simulcasting on 3 different networks and live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Facebook page is Kayak Bass Bracket Tour KBBT. YouTube channel, we ask you to go ahead and subscribe to us. We are at KBBT or Kayak Bass Bracket Tour on YouTube, and we're on Twitch. It's KBBT Fishing. So we appreciate you guys joining us. I'm Greg Nosar, your host, and I'm here with Todd Patrick. He's a very well knowledgeable angler, knows a lot of the kayak bass anglers, and we're so glad that he's here to help us kind of break down the field. What an exciting first day we've had. You guys joining us, and we again appreciate right now. Just kind of give you an idea of where we stand. Right now, just kind of give you an idea of where we stand. Daniel Perry's tail right now is Marcus Coates. His tail right now is Marcus Coates at 92, and we had Marcus on earlier this morning. And we had Marcus on earlier this morning. If you have the live that we did with him, you need to see he was tremendous, and he's going to be helping us broadcast tomorrow. He's going to be helping us broadcast tomorrow. 8-pound bass and lost on the air. So that was magical. On the air. And that was magical. Third and third is Louisiana's Andrew Green. Third is Louisiana's Andrew Green. He's at 87 and a quarter inches in charge of his matchup right now. Of his matchup right now. Green. I got to see and let me see Andrew Green. I got to see he's out of the south here, and he's going against and he's going against Jason O'Brien. Oh, he's the ninja. Jason O'Brien. He's the ninja. I haven't Jason O'Brien. Let's see. I haven't posted yet. I don't know if he's posted yet. Jason's posted yet.
He has no fish as of now, so he's either got bad service or he's maybe sandbagging, which we kind of don't like. But if he's sandbagging, More power to him, I
More,
guess.
yeah, we'll just boo him later. It's no big deal. We'll just boo him later. It's no big deal. But yeah, we appreciate you guys joining us again. This is something that's unprecedented. It's something that we're trying to do, and it's been pretty amazing. As I said, we appreciate your support, and we're just marching on to the day tomorrow. So we're gonna finish out the bracket here in the West. Todd,
Of
again,
course,
thank you for
man. I
your time,
appreciate it.
buddy. Um, All right, we've got the 6'11 seeds. We got Sherman Bishop out of Florida and Rolando Nadine out of Texas. That's going to be I think that's going to be a hammer
Yeah, I
matchup.
think so. I like. I don't know who I really like here. I mean, I know of I know of both of these anglers. I'm not too familiar with them personally, but I
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. I think Nadine is going to do well. As I said, it's hard to tell, man. It really is. I've got Nadine advancing on that one as well, but Sherman's going to give him quite a run, I think. Um, mm, mm. Yeah, it is, and it's I know both of them probably fish in some pretty tough conditions, so it's going to be a grind and a battle to the very end. And you know how that goes when you're fishing cold water, cold days like that. It just takes a degree or two of water change, and the fish starts chewing a little bit, and may the better man win. It's good. I think it's going to come down to the very last minute. All right, we've got out of Florida, John Fuchs versus Brandon Burton out of Alabama. That's a 3-14 matchup. John is relatively new to the kayak tourney scene. He's more of a bass boat guy as a co-angler. He's been a very successful co-angler, but he is new to the kayak fishing scene. And Brandon Burton, being from Alabama, again, I think he's more of a younger guy. But these co-angler bass guys, when they get in a kayak, there's one of two things that happens, man. They either freeze and have no idea how to fish anymore, or they become superstars. Gotcha. And then we have Marty Hughes out of Nebraska versus Anthony Garcia out of California. And that is, yeah, hammers.
yeah. I mean, that's what this event would be. If there was a hammer event between two other guys, between Brad Case and Josh Booth, this matchup between Marty Hughes, um, it is going to be a hammer fest. You got California bass. Marty knows what he's doing everywhere he goes. Nebraska bass just throwing up monster KBF online. I think he's over 100 inches this month for KBF. So Marty definitely knows what he's doing. Seasoned angler, great guy, and I'm gonna take Marty in this one.
I'm actually going to go with Anthony Garcia out of California. There's just something
So yeah,
about California bass that I
nice.
love. And he's from Los Angeles, and that's Southern California. And I don't know, man. That is, to me, is going to be amazing. So I think that's going to be really cool. And then lastly, to round out the bracket, we have Matthew Flett out of Texas versus Randy Franklin out of Wisconsin. That is a Wisconsin-Texas matchup. And if I was in Randy's shoes, I wouldn't want that matchup. But, I mean, there's nothing you can do. That's just the luck of the draw. And but it's like you said, man, these small these smallmouth bass, you know, they're big up there, man. I don't know. I think that's going to be
Yeah,
a
I'm
tight
actually going
matchup.
to take Randy in this one. I'm gonna take the Wisconsin angler, and I think that get on some smallmouth right now. I just think that bite is just perfectly on fire for this weekend. If that carries through the event, watch out for guys out of the north. Usually you're watching out in tournaments for guys out of the south, but with the way that the smallies are biting in northern rivers and northern lakes, I'd put them up against anybody on any angler on any body of water right now. So Randy, you got my nod for this event or this matchup.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I
Yep.
mean that's going to be cool, man. To see what they can do. You know what, man? Let's see if we can get an angler on the line. I'm going to see if I can get Conrad Benatti. Or Benetti. We tried to get
Right.
him on this morning. We just didn't have a chance to. We certainly tried, but I'm going to try again. Hopefully he'll answer the phone. And Skype is working, but he was telling me that he was getting rained on and everything else going on. So hopefully we'll be able to get him through. But give me 1 second here. Let me see if I can get him on. We had such good news this morning. I think it's really cool that we were able to get these guys on.
Yeah, I mean that's
Um,
something that, like I said earlier, said it in the early segment, but to get these guys on here just to give them some face time so they can be nationally seen and known. For a lot of people that don't know names, country that you can relate with, and build friendships. And the kayak fishing community is a tight knit, close community, and it's just really cool to get to know these other anglers that maybe you hadn't heard about before.
yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Let me see if I can get him on here. Hopefully we can add him to the call. Oh, he's unavailable, sir.
Unavailable, huh? It sounded like it might have went. It sounded like it could have went through, but I guess it ended up not going through there.
Let me try him one more time. You know how Skype works sometimes, man.
Yeah. See if we can't get one of those guys. I wonder if we can get in on that Wilson Chapman matchup. See if one of those guys would be available, because it'd be really cool to see that.
That would be cool. All right, it doesn't look like it's going to go through. Let me see if I can get a hold of Chapman here. All right, I just texted Benetti.
Hello.
He's,
I
oh
believe
yeah.
it, man. My first time on Skype.
All right, there we
What's going
go.
on with you, brother?
Oh my God. Rain, lightning, wind, cold front moved in. Crazy stuff. I wasn't aware the weather was going to be this bad today, but just hanging in there, I guess.
Well, buddy, you're doing pretty good, man. 82 inches right now, man.
Yeah. I wish I could have done a little better, but got a little time left. I switched over to a Senko, so I got a good bite going on the Senko right now, but all small fish, nothing big.
Yeah, it looks like you got some storm clouds behind you. How long do you think you're going to be able to fish?
That one just passed over. It's got a little clearing now. That's what it's been. It's just been, I have to get out on an island when it comes through. It was blowing at like 45 earlier. Tropical storm came through. It was crazy. That only lasted for about 15 minutes. And then it calmed down again. So it's just been waves coming through.
It looks like you're on Fellsmere. Is that where you're at?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're out there. You're out there with one of the other anglers that are on the event we went live with earlier today.
Was it Suvac, maybe?
Yeah.
I believe it's Suvac. Yeah, I don't know if he's doing any good, but I can't find any big ones out here.
He had 81 and a quarter, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so he's a little behind me. So yeah, it doesn't sound like he's found any big ones.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I mean, it definitely sounds pretty windy out there. But you're having fun and how do you enjoy an event?
What's that?
How are you enjoying the event?
Oh, I'm loving it. It's great. It's a great format. It's one of the best formats out there now. I mean, it's unbelievable. I hope I can make it all the way. That's all you can hope for.
Yeah, and I see that you have no issues doing some smack talking out there, letting everybody know that you plan on.
It's all in fun, man. It's all in fun.
It is. It is in fun. It is in fun.
I realize that when you do that, you put a target on your back as well. So if you don't show up, you're gonna hear about it.
Yeah, most definitely. And you got about an hour and 15 minutes to get through if you want to get any more big bass out there. So hopefully you can find them. What techniques have you been using today? What are you throwing out there?
Chatterbait, big swim baits. The problem is the small ones eat the big swim baits.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And now I switch over to the Senko because of the cold front.
Yeah, try to slow down your presentation a little bit.
Yep, slowing down. They're eating it, but again, it's all small fish. I just had a 16. I don't know. I think I had an upgrade, but I threw back. I think I could have upgraded the 15. So I think I have a 1575, right?
Let me look for you. Give me 2 seconds here.
I just got a 16, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to catch bigger, so I just throw back.
That's confidence, my friend.
Yeah, or it's really stupid. One or the other. One or the other.
Yeah, your small is a 15.75. So if you'd had a 16, you'd had a quarter-inch upgrade. But right now you're sitting with 82 inches for the day. You're sitting in 6th overall on the first 32 anglers that are out there fishing. And you got two guys that are in the 90s. You got Daniel Perry with 93 and Marcus Coates with 92.75. So those guys are having a good time out there on the water.
Very nice. Yeah, that's good news anywhere. So definitely good job to them. No doubt about it. But all right, guys, let me see what I can do. Let me see if I can make some magic happen here.
Well, thanks for the interview. Thanks for hanging out with us, and good luck. And hopefully we'll see you more in the as the event continues.
All right. Yes, sir. Be good, fellas.
All right. See you.
Later.
Yeah, it was really cool to have Conrad on there. You guys know that he's been on the KBBT page talking a little bit of smack. Got a lot of things going on there. So he's said it's all in fun. And that's what we're out here to do, guys. Just have fun, get out of the house, try to keep our sanity during this crazy time in the world, and just try to enjoy everybody's friendship and just enjoy this amazing kayak fishing community.
Yeah, man, he was in a wind tunnel there, man. My goodness.
Yeah, he was. And that was a big difference from when we had interviewed Jake Suvak earlier out on Fellsmere as well. So if Fellsmere is staying consistent, 82 inches with Conrad and 81 with Jeff. So with two anglers out there being that close, Fellsmere's consistently in the low 80s today.
I'm going to be honest with you, man. I expected more from these guys. You know what I mean? I know, as I said, weather is the great equalizer. It really is. And, if anywhere in the country I would have put would have been, Guntersville and Fellsmere. And we have guys fishing on both. And quite frankly, I thought we were going to see some bigger numbers. But that just goes to show you it gives the guys in the north a chance. It really does. As I said before, it's gonna turn from the south from a spawn to a post spawn, which is a little bit harder bite, and the north is going to get into their spawn. So I think the bracket's going to normalize, and I'm telling you, it's going to be any man's game from here on in.
As like you said, Greg, as the bracket as we proceed into the later rounds, you're going to see, like you said, the bracket. It's going to everything across the country. We're going to be on a similar bite, I would assume. So, the north is going to stay hot for it could stay hot through the event. And in my heart right now, I literally feel like it's going to be really hard to beat the North. No matter the name of the angler, I don't think that really matters right now, because I think the North is just on fire. Will it stay on fire for several weeks? That's for God to show us and for us to find out.
That's certainly true, my friend. That's certainly true. We're going to try to get one more angler on the line. We tried again this morning, but I want to see if Jason Starley. I want to talk about his hot start this morning. I'm trying to give him his due, and he's talking about getting snakes and stuff on his hooking snakes and stuff. That has got to be a story. So I'm going to try to get him on the line. Just bear with me 1 second here while I try to do this here real quick. But yeah, he's been writing in all day, telling me his story here. So it's going to be pretty cool if we can get him on the line. And again, this is just real fishing, guys. You know what I mean? This is not some made-up studio stuff. This is real fishing, and man, I'm looking forward to it. So let's see. I think this is it right here. All right, let's see if this works. He tells me this is his wife's Skype, so if she answers, that's not my fault. All right, it doesn't look like he's going to be available. I'm not sure. We're having a little connection issues with him, but that's okay. We'll just carry on, man. Carry the torch. But man, I tell you, this has been one heck of a day, and I'm so excited. As I said, tomorrow it's going to be so much fun. As I said, we're going to go out, and we've got. Let's see. Again, I'm going to refresh my standings here. The afternoon bite, these guys have about an hour and 10 minutes to fish. Let's see, do we have a movement? Oh, we do have a movement. Dale Griffin moved up to fourth with an 86.5-inch fish. I think he just called out and made a 17-inch fish there, man. So he's slightly ahead of Matthew Chapman at 84.
Yeah, for sure.
Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on. Here we go. Matthew Chapman, 84 inches. Doug Wilson, his opponent, 83.25 inches.
Oh my gosh, Doug! Yeah, Doug just put up a 2.25-inch upgrade, and they are within 3/4 of an inch of each other. What a tight matchup down to the wire.
That is amazing. That's exactly what this format's about. Survive and thrive. You can't get any closer to that. That is unbelievable. Hayden Crossnow is making a move too. He's in 8th place. He's got a 20.75-inch fish. He's at 81.5 inches. He's making a move too. So, I mean, I think it's going to come down to the very end here, man. I'll tell you, this is exciting.
It's definitely exciting. And just like I said, just to see Doug Wilson hop up, and we're just sitting there just like 3 inches. And it's not that we're rooting against you, Matt. That's just the close matchup is fun. It's good. It's good for TV. It's good for entertainment. And it's really cool for you guys to be out there battling each other. So good luck to you guys in this last hour and 9 minutes of fishing on the East Coast.
Yeah, well, I want to go back to Hayden Crossnow and Craig Knight. Craig has 4 fish at 66.5 inch, and Hayden has 5 fish, and he's at 81.5. And so that between the two of them is basically 15 inches. So if Craig catches a 15-inch fish, we have a tie.
Yeah, and then well, it'd be a 15-inch fish, yeah, and then Big Bass would go to Hayden with a 27.5. So Craig's gonna have to get above him there, because if not, I'd lose to the Big Bass tiebreaker. If I'm not mistaken, that's how the tiebreaker would go, correct?
That's correct. That's right. It's always it's the biggest fish, and then it goes to the next biggest fish. But, 1-on-1, that would be amazing to have a tie. That would be absolutely amazing to see 2 different spots across the country, and they both tie. That would be incredible if that comes right down to it. So, well, guys, we're gonna end it here. And we thank you, Todd. Thank you so much, buddy, for your time. Listen, be safe on the water tomorrow, my friend.
You too.
I'm rooting for you, man. I'm rooting for you. And let's just try to give the North a run for their money here. So we're gonna wrap it up, guys. Again, we're gonna be back here probably around 8 o'clock. That's Eastern time, and we're gonna go ahead and come up with the results. At that time, I'll have the brackets done, and we'll be able to show you the winners. And then the advancers, and then maybe do some interviews if some of you guys are available. I'd love to get you guys on air, kind of talk about your day. And then Josh Smith over at Dark Waters Podcast will be contacting you as well, I'm sure. But I want to get a few of you on. Some of you guys are having a dramatic day, both winners and losers through the day. But it looks like, as I said, it's going to be a battle. Go to TourneyX.com. You can take a look at the feed and take a look at how things are progressing. Look at your brackets. And guys, we'll see you tonight, 8 o'clock.
See you guys.